I welcome you all, friends and family, and thank you for sharing this very special day with us. I know everyone has traveled a long way to get here, well, except for Pam and Rob. They live just down the road. But we have people from Spain, a lot of people from London, I think, South Africa and Kenya. So thank you all for joining us here today. After a brief consultation with Google on how to craft a perfect Father of the Bride speech, I learned its important rules. Avoid trying to be too funny, don't get over emotional, and definitely keep it short. However, considering Natalie has managed to fit 35 years, I think, into her 25 years, because we all know she's only 25. This might be a bit order, might be a bit of a long order here. I don't know why there are Father of the Bride speeches. In our family, as in most, my beautiful wife Sue has done all the hard graft with our girls. So I would like to thank Sue for creating our wonderful family. Most of you here today are, you will know that Natalie is, let me do that again. Most of you here today know Natalie. I don't know why I wrote it like this. And will recognize her core nature and the effect she has on the world around her. Something akin to spring, although spring in England's not quite the same as spring as we know it. But she is like a burst of sunlight on a gloomy day. And I wrote this before we had the ceremony, because I knew, and Tilly asked me actually, should we have the ceremony inside? And I said, don't worry, it'll be a burst of sunshine. So that's Natalie. And Natalie burst into the world in London 25 years ago. Yeah, just before we moved back to South Africa. Natalie attended Crawford, Micklefield, and then Herschel Girls' School, an institution that boasts a reputation for academic vigor. Natalie, of course, seemed to interpret this as a mere suggestion, opting for a more eclectic approach. It is here that she perfected her ability to glide through school days with the grace of a seasoned diplomat. Through her tenacity and determination, she managed to pass all her exams well enough. She will, however, always be remembered at Herschel because her name is recorded on the board right in front of the school hall for winning the Bromwell Award for Academic Resilience. I'm not making this up. More importantly, at Herschel, Natalie made some very good friends. And they're very close and lifelong friends, some of whom are here today, and a special welcome to Sarah, Laurie, and Martine. Natalie has always liked to refer to herself as our favorite daughter. And while she is definitely one of our favorite daughters, she has always been our wild child. Whilst two of her sisters got their little cars for their 18th birthdays, Natalie got some pots and pans for her new flat. It wasn't till her next birthday, when she convinced us that she was about to pass her driving license, that she got a little car too. After 5 attempts at trying to get her driving license, our trucking company manager, that Gary knows very well, organized in Johannesburg for her absolute fail way of getting a driving license if she flew to Nairobi. Sorry, flew to Johannesburg. So, well, also she thought. After somehow failing even this way, our darling Natalie made her way to the airport and, in need of a friend, sat next to a kind gentleman in the lounge. She told him her woeful story and had him in stitches laughing while she told him about how she failed for the 6th time, even though she'd tried to bribe the guy and to pass. The man laughed and sympathized, and being chatty Natalie, they talked so long, she had to accompany the gentleman on the late limo to get them to the aeroplane in time before it took off. And as they did, they walked up the stairs, and the cabin crews were all wished Jacob Zuma good luck in the upcoming elections. Four years later, Natalie finally obtained a driving license. Didn't stop her driving in the meantime. Then Natalie did the yachting course, and on completion, she traveled to Fort Lauderdale to go dock walking, which sounded very dubious, so I went with her. As usual, Natalie made lots of friends. It didn't take her long to get a job on a boat, as her CV was very impressive. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I actually had to make her an ID in Fort Lauderdale because she was about 19. In America, you can't drink until you're 21. So Nats and I had to go into a stationery shop and make up an ID because the one she had faked was so bad. Anyway, it didn't take her long to get a job because of her impressive CV. And this is because it also included a qualification for cooking. This was soon to be discovered to be a little bit ambitious when she got a job on a boat that included cooking for the crew. After boiling a leg of lamb and stinking the whole boat out, she was kindly asked to leave. Her mum got a call from Natalie to tell us that she had used the credit card that we gave her for absolute emergencies to check into the Hilton and was lying in a bubble bath, drinking champagne, because this was an emergency. She eventually actually did get a permanent crew job and was soon the chief stew on a 130-foot Paradigm, I think it was called. Natalie had lots of crazy stories from her yachting days, not least being when she shocked a Mexican drug lord who had rented the boat with his family when she took a pair of scissors and plucked a hair out of his nose. As a child, Natalie loved being on stage and frequently directed her sisters and cousins in shows for the parents to suffer through. At 7 years old, she climbed onto the stage at a new school at Micklefield, I think it was, and told the whole audience of the school braai to sing Happy Birthday to her grandpa. And so it was natural that Natalie would eventually decide to pursue her passion for acting. Her journey took her to the Guildford School of Arts. Haven't got my glasses on. Where she honed her craft. Her dedication and talent were evident as she took on a variety of roles, showcasing her versatility as an actress. She had a minor role in a movie where, as the murdered wife of the lead actor, she had to play dead in a bath throughout the whole performance. One of the films she starred in won an award at the Cannes Film Festival. Despite her acting skills, she only knows one joke, and a lot of her friends will know it starts with, "It was a beautiful day in the forest." Her passion for acting led her to Florence, where she continued her studies in filmmaking. She became quite sick with this new disease that was shutting down the whole of Italy. So she jumped on a bus and went to Nice and stayed with her yachting friend Harriet, who is also here today. COVID was a devastating global event, but I must say it was also a gift to have all our girls back under one roof with our little grandson. Natalie has always been close to her sisters, and this gave her a chance to create a special bond with her nephew, who adores her as Rara. As soon as travel was possible, we escaped the COVID of Cape Town and moved en masse to Kenya, where Natalie organized a wellness retreat at Ocean Sports. A therapist arrived to give the participants a holistic experience. Yeah. And it was not long after that Natalie and Dan fell in love. They moved to Richmond, where they've built a beautiful life, and Natalie has overcome her fear of dogs, not by merely taking one for a walk, as one would normally do, but becoming the most dedicated, loving mum to Toffee, my second grandson. If I am ever reincarnated, I hope it's as an overly spoilt show spaniel. It wouldn't feel right to stand up here today and not acknowledge the incredible and hard battle that Nats has faced, conquered, and embraced in her lifetime. Nats, gosh, I'm getting a bit teary here. Nats, you have the will and attitude like no other. The way you have thrown yourself so beautifully into your new way of life, after conquering some hard and glamorous challenges, and come out the other side with an inspiring and aspirational perspective, is something that I don't think many people can do. I'm so proud of you. It's all you, Nats, and a little bit of help for your mum. Today you celebrate being a friend of Bill's for over 9 years. So I'm not going to ask anybody to raise a glass to that. As you start the new chapter of your life, my hope is that you continue to find your place in the sun. Whether you speak Greek or Italian or Spanish, I'm not sure where you're going. Always chase that light, and that light that you just exude. I'm so proud of you, and I love you lots. Now, let's not forget the man who's about to embark on this incredible journey with our beloved Natalie. She has chosen a wonderful partner in you, Daniel. Your kindness and love have brought her so much happiness. And I have no doubt that together you will create a life full of joy and adventure. I can't wait to see where this journey takes you together. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, now I'd like you to raise a glass to my gorgeous daughter, Natalie. To love, laughter, and a lifetime of happiness. Cheers.